Kickoff Classic. I think I scared Chad there. We got a great show. Give it up for all our great WynnBET ambassadors. Come on, we can do better than that. It's the Super Bowl. Let's go. To my left right here, Chad, Ocho, Cinco. What's happening, Chad?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing great. I got to start with, I saw that you tweeted out, you suggested that the Bengals should do a coin toss celebration because they were kind of getting screwed with the NFL. They actually did it. What was behind that?
I mean, the NFL making up rules on the run, on the fly.
Yeah.
I thought it was ridiculous, so I thought, like I would have done if I was playing.
Yes.
I would have made fun of the coin toss celebration, and they actually did it, and I had to reimburse Joe Mixon on his fine.
I was going to ask you, so Joe Mixon got fined a ton. Now you made Joe Mixon right there.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Now, not only obviously dominating the NFL, but you're also known as going viral for massive tips. Does that create a lot of pressure? Like when you go out to eat here, is someone going like, "Oh man, I hope I get that $1,000 Chad Johnson tip"?
No, not really. Not really. Not really.
All right, because if I was a waiter and I was like, "Oh, Chad Johnson only tipped me 70%," the guy must hate me.
I tip the same no matter where I go.
All right.
What. Respect, Chad. Respect.
Respect. Now, WynnBET, of course, you can bet on the coin toss. You inspired the coin toss celebration. Heads or tails? What do you got?
Always go tails, no matter what.
See, that's why I'm a heads guy.
Let's go.
Always tails.
Let's go.
Always.
Now, right next to you, of course, Julian Edelman, Super Bowl champ and Super Bowl MVP. What's happening, Julian? There you go.
Howdy. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Now, you, of course, it's pretty rare for a non-quarterback to get a Super Bowl MVP. Tons of great MVP odds over at WynnBET. If you had to bet on one non-quarterback to win Super Bowl MVP, who's your bet?
I'm going to go with A.J. Brown.
Okay, A.J. Brown. Can I get a go Birds?
Oh, A.J. Brown.
Go A.J. Brown. Yeah, obviously, if he gets a couple deep balls, hits the over, 5.5 receptions, he's looking pretty good. Now, not only you had a great NFL career, but I've noticed you've been getting into acting. Can you tell me what you did to get into the role Julian Edelman in the hit film 80 for Brady? What'd you do to prepare for that role, Julian?
Yeah, it was tough. I actually hit up Chris Long. Because Chris Long, he's a great actor.
Well, it's a pedigree. It's a family thing.
Yeah, Dad was in Broken Arrow, so
Yeah.
it comes naturally for me. So yeah,
So I
hope
hit
that
him
advice
up.
helped.
I was like, dude, you were around me a lot. How did I act? And that's what we did.
Now, there's a lot of, we're coming from Los Angeles, a lot of Oscar buzz already for 80 for Brady. Any truth to the sequel, 80 for Edelman? Are you guys going to make a sequel?
Absolutely not.
All right, we'll stay tuned for that. Now, right next to you, All-Pro New York Jets, Nick Mangold. What's happening, Nick?
How we doing?
Doing great. Give it up for Nick Mangold. O-line, get some appreciation. Now, Nick, Wynn has a great bet. Will an offensive lineman score a touchdown? 35-1. I've already bet on it. Am I crazy for betting an offensive lineman touchdown?
No, I bet it as well.
Okay, there we go. Fellow DJ, I like it.
I think Andy Reid might get a little creative.
Yes, he loves his O-linemen, loves to get those guys involved, would not be shocked if we get like a tackle-eligible play, see a sweet touchdown there. Now, your Jets, we got to talk Jets. I'm hearing some rumors that you might be joining Aaron Rodgers in his darkness retreat in a way to help get him to the Jets. Any truth to that?
I might join him. I don't know if I'll talk to him about it, but we'll kind of smooth and mellow.
Yeah, all right. I like that. And, while we're talking betting, what over-under when we see the Jets in the next Super Bowl?
10 years?
10 years. All right. I'll take the under. They got a good roster, right?
They do, so I'm taking the under. But,
All right. Appreciate that. Next to him, Chris Long, Super Bowl champ. Philadelphia Eagles. Where are the Eagles fans at? There we go. What's happening, Chris?
What's up, man?
Now, of course, you were on the Super Bowl 52 team that won. If you had to set a betting line, Super Bowl 52, 2017 Eagles, and this 2022 Eagles team, what are you setting the number at?
I think they'd have this year's Eagles team favored by 3.5 or 4.
But then you're breaking out the dog mass again,
Then
right?
I'm going to bet on the 17 Eagles.
On the money line.
And we're going to lose because this team's better. But, yeah, I think it'd be about 4.
4 points. Yeah, that feels like where the sharp money would be at. Now, I saw you were doing your media thing. You were talking to a bunch of former players from 2017. Have you talked to them about the Gatorade color? I'm looking for some inside info on the Gatorade color. Yellow, green. Is that what we're thinking for the Eagles Gatorade color?
Yeah, so first off, that's green Gatorade.
Yes.
That's not yellow Gatorade.
Okay.
For anybody in here who's colorblind. But, I would bet one of the long shot Gatorades. Jules doesn't like it. You think it's yellow Gatorade, lemon lime?
Blue. We like blue.
No, what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm gonna bet the long line Gatorade colors like purple. Because there's not a lot of value in betting one of these chalky colors. The Eagles aren't going to telegraph it. They did green last time. The Chiefs did orange last time. Why I know this, I don't know. But I'm going to bet one of the long shots.
It sounds like everyone in this room just got a tip.
Yeah, I'm going to bet one of the long shots.
Inside info. Take the long shot odds on the Gatorade color.
Yeah, it's no fun to bet plus 150 odds.
No. Never go chalk on the Gatorade color, if I've learned anything.
Yeah.
Now, Chad, I saw you did a commercial with Madden where they simulated the game. The score in that simulation, 31-17. Are you going to WynnBET and betting Eagles win 31-17 because of the Madden simulation?
You know what? Regardless of the simulation, I got the Eagles winning regardless.
Yeah, you're on the
Because
birds.
they have the edge defensively, so I'm going to bet, and I'm betting the Eagles to win. It won't be by that large of a margin.
Yeah.
I got them pull it off.
So you have Eagles winning a close one.
Yeah.
Well, now we got you. You're on the same side as your buddy Julian, because WynnBET, they're loving the fact that you put $50K on the Philadelphia Eagles.
Let's go, Eagles. Fly,
Eagles fly.
No.
Oh, come on, we almost got him doing it.
I know.
So what made you so confident? And I went and I talked to the WynnBET people. I go, you got to be real. Is it actual Julian Edelman money, or is it like you give him funny credit money? And they're like, no, it's definite Julian Edelman money. What made you so confident about the Eagles?
The game is won in the trenches, boys.
Love it.
And
Trench talk.
The linemen on both offense and defense for Philadelphia they're playing insane. I mean, they set a record for sacks. Jason Kelsey and what he does on that offensive line. I don't know if I was watching McAfee or maybe one of your things where they were breaking him down. He's doing these cool things. They just have really good, yes. They have some insane offense and defensive line play, and I think that's where the game's going to be won.
See, Ryan, I mean, this is
Well,
my
I got
thing.
50K
He's on the
Chiefs, so I don't know. We're dueling on this one.
And Pat's
Purely,
banged up.
yeah.
I just don't know if they have the targets. You know what I mean? Like if they take out Kelsey, if the Philadelphia Eagles can take Kelsey out of the game, I mean then you're relying on guys that have been banged up.
Oh, no, I agree with you. I'm just fighting the good cause against the Go Birds virus. It's everywhere.
Go Birds!
Go Birds! Go Birds! Go Birds! Go Birds!
As a bettor, you can't let what you don't like involve.
That's my whole strategy.
Yeah.
Now,
like that.
Now, Chris, he obviously mentioned the key to the game is stopping Travis Kelsey. You played your brother in an NFL game. Obviously, first time brothers have played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If you had inside information on your brother, would you share it with your teammates?
Hell yeah. Are you kidding me?
Right? Like, hey, this is the girlfriend that broke his heart in high school. Make sure you mention it when you're giving a bump and run.
The problem is when me and Kyle played each other, I had my best buddy on the team, William Hayes, put a battery in his back. We had him damn near ejected by the second quarter.
That was a great fight.
He got in a fight. He beat my friend up. Luckily, I didn't kick him out of the game. I had to host 40 people after the game. He's pissed off. Yeah,
That's got to be so awkward, right? Like, there's a huge fight in the game.
I ran off the sideline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to protect his pockets, being a big brother. Pulled him out of there.
Yeah, you're like, it's not worth the fine.
Yeah.
It's not worth the fine.
Yeah.
Love it. Now, Nick, offensive line seems to be a huge thing with the Eagles. Haven't let up a quarterback sack or quarterback hit this offseason. What has made the Eagles' offensive line so good?
They work together. I think they got a great scheme, great talent. And, in the middle there, Kelsey gets it all done. So it's impressive to watch him work.
Yeah. Now, as an offensive lineman, it's got to be like, this is the peak time for offensive linemen. Like, Jason Kelsey is becoming a star. Like, do you wish you played now because there's more opportunities for offensive linemen to get out there?
I'd like to believe that I paved the way for Jason Kelsey.
Yes, all right.
So
I like it. You walked so Jason Kelsey could run.
Exactly.
I got it.
No, I love it. It's awesome.
Now, Chad, obviously your claim to fame, not only dominating with the Cincinnati Bengals, but route running. That's really what you prided yourself on in your time in the NFL. Who's the best route runner in Super Bowl 57?
The best route runner in Super Bowl 57, creativity, it probably Travis Kelsey.
Travis Kelsey, wow, non-receiver.
The receivers on the outside are good, but...
So you would have, because I would have Devonta Smith over Kelsey, but I'm insanely biased.
Devontae's good, but Travis Kelsey is a little bit more creative, and he's asked to do more when it comes to route running, so I would have to give him that.
You would go Kelsey. Well, certainly he's putting up receiver numbers. What about you, Edelman? Who would you have as the best receiver in the game?
Travis Kelsey.
Travis Kelsey. Wow, okay.
Or, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, they have a bunch of different skill sets that are really good. A.J. Brown's a monster. He's big. He can do the 80-20 balls. Devontae Smith's really good in and out of cuts, breaks. He's got a big wingspan, too, for a smaller receiver.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good receivers in this game. But Travis Kelsey, man, if you watch him, and I'm a little biased to guys that are playing the slot, and he runs a lot of these slot routes like a slot receiver.
Yeah.
How he wins at the top of routes, how he plays with guys with his stems. He knows the game so well. And he's got experience and confidence, and he's got a great quarterback throwing at him. So
now, are you putting any bets on the Chiefs as well, like prop bets or stuff like that? Because I'm obviously going all Eagles, no positive Chiefs bets. Only over I like is Patrick Mahomes' interceptions. But what about you? Are you taking Travis Kelsey? I think his over/under catches 7.5.
7.5.
What about Chad, Edelman? What do you guys?
I got Kelsey to score the first touchdown.
First touchdown. All right.
And I got Miles Sanders to score the first touchdown
for first touchdown for the Eagles. What about you, Julian?
Keep it to one bet. No Chiefs skin in the game for me over here, boys.
I was going to give Chad some investment advice. Miles Sanders to score the first and last touchdown, 170-1.
I like that.
So we can make some money together.
Thank you.
We have an investment firm on the side. Chris, what do you think about the Eagles' attack overall? Led the playoffs in rushing touchdowns, led the NFL this season in rushing touchdowns, 39. I'm going all in on all the, Kenny Gainwell, Boston Scott, Miles Sanders, all to score a touchdown. Again, I'm insane, but what do you think of the Eagles' rushing attack?
Well, it's great. When you consider in Dallas, and I'm not taking a shot, but right now they're paying two guys a lot of money, right? They just franchised Tony Pollard, who's a hell of a player, and Zeke's had a great career. But you look across the division, look at what they paid their backs the past few years. And they've gotten great production out of all of them, down to Boston Scott. And, Chad said, Miles Sanders, I love Miles Sanders. He's a hell of a football player. I think when you look at what they do in the RPO game, what they do with the zone read, they ran that to death in the playoffs, I think, against the Giants. That slows rushers down. It makes people think. And then when you've got guys that can, after the catch, run through people like A.J. Brown, you got a tight end like Dallas Goedert, who's not only a great receiving tight end, he's an awesome blocker. Devontae's a great number 2. And then I think they got the best tackle in football in Lane Johnson, who, Kelsey's
Give it up for Lane.
My man, he's on a torn groin. He hadn't given up a pressure since he's been back. He's been truly dominant, and you can kind of set it and forget it, and that's a real luxury in our league. That group up front's great. And I got to talk about Jalen Hurts, his leadership, not just what he's done throwing the deep ball. He's been money all year, but his leadership, what he has between his ears, is awesome.
Now you're talking about Jalen Hurts as a defensive end. What is it like playing a guy like Jalen Hurts? Because I always talk about Jalen Hurts and his ability to basically, play the RPO and how it's so tough to defend. It creates opportunities for your Kenny Gainwell, for your Boston Scotts, for your Miles Sanders. What's it like to play a guy like Jalen Hurts?
Well, they're a man up in the run game immediately because, the QB run game is such a weapon, especially in the red zone. You see teams that struggle inside the 20s, and they don't do that because they're great in short yardage. He's great at sneaking the football. He's great at the pull play. And I think he's really good at establishing a clean pocket. Like blocking for Patrick Mahomes is tough. That dude will bail to 9, 10, do his magic back there. Jalen does, he does the pocket quarterback stuff great. And then when he decides it's in his game to tuck and run, he can hurt you.
Now, Nick, who would you rather block for? This is a tough question, but you're a tough guy. I think you can handle it. Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts, who would you rather block for?
Neither. But
Oh, really? Who's your dream guy to block for?
Someone who sits at exactly 8.5 yards.
Doesn't move.
Doesn't move. But I think in the end, the magic of Mahomes, right? I'd love to block for him. It'd be awesome.
Yeah. No, I mean, I certainly see that case. I'm a Jalen Hurts fan through and through. So, I get it.
Mahomes.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good. What about you, Chad? If you had to catch a touchdown or got to catch a touchdown from Hurts or Mahomes, who would you prefer?
I mean, it wouldn't matter. I'd probably go Mahomes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go Mahomes. He's, you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen with him, but he keeps plays alive, very, very good with his legs, as is Hurts. But Mahomes scrambles and runs to create a play down the field as opposed to just taking off with the ball.
No, I mean, that's totally true. And, I mean, again, it's a good problem to have either one. Edelman, getting back over to you, you played in the first Super Bowl, of course, the 28-3 Super Bowl. Everyone remembers it as the Super Bowl where I covered with New England -3.5 in overtime. Thank you personally for that win. Do you think there's a chance? Do you think it's great to be able to thank guys personally for helping them win gambling? Julian, do you think there's a chance we see overtime? I know WynnBET had it listed as a prop bet. Do we see overtime? The spread's close.
No overtime.
No overtime.
No overtime.
Well, see, this is a sharp, Ryan.
It's a sharp angle. You take no every time. You take the 80 grand, you turn it into 10 grand. Perfect.
No overtime.
Yeah, I mean, that's, it's easy money. Chris, getting back to you, we've hit on the Eagles pass rush. There's a number of prop bets, who to get the first sack, who to get a sack overall. What are your favorite sack bets going into Super Bowl 57?
Anything with Josh Sweat involved, I really like it. I love Josh Sweat. They drafted him. That was like a luxury. The guy almost had his leg amputated in college.
It's a crazy story.
Because of the injury he had. And he was a top 5 talent. And, they snagged him in wherever it was. I can't remember. It was later round. This guy has turned into a total stud. And, rushing on that right side against Orlando Brown, that's a tough matchup for him. Hassan Reddick, they're going to pay a lot of attention to him. Kansas City runs a lot of 13, so 3 tight ends on the field. They're going to chip the heck out of him, and I think Josh Sweat's going to get some looks.
Yeah, and I think as far as long shot MVP bets, if you're looking at the Eagles defense, everyone's talking to Hassan Reddick, which, I love that angle. But I think Brandon Graham and Josh Sweat are interesting guys to look at. Again, 7,500 to 1, because to your point, they're going to be sliding coverage to Hassan Reddick, and it could create some opportunities for Brandon Graham, a guy who, sorry, Julian, he knocked the ball out of Brady's hand, got that forced fumble, and got them a Super Bowl victory.
But here's something I want to say.
I mistakenly
Those guys put
said
up
that.
like 50 points on us, so I don't feel like you lost the Super Bowl. I kind of feel like I lost the Super Bowl and we won it. Y'all were marching up and down the field on us. Yeah, Philly. Oh, yeah, you were hurt. Yeah, you were hurt.
That's right. Yeah, sorry. So.
But the offense in New England is not to blame for that game, bro. We could not stop them in the second half. Yeah.
No, that was, that was just an insane game from top to bottom.
We can move on from it, I think Jules is saying.
Julian's like, hey, come on, I won plenty of Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some winning ones. What about the when you guys beat the Rams 13-3, lowest scoring Super Bowl in history? You've been a part of like a ton of Super Bowl moments as far as history. 13-3. What did you guys think you were going to be able to put up more points in that game? Like, what happened? Because my buddy kept betting the live bet over, and I was watching him get destroyed in that game. Walk us through that game flow.
Honestly, that kind of game is Belichick's dream game. Just keep it close, dogfight, defensive battle. I mean, the Rams were really good defense. I mean, they have big playmakers. Aaron Donald, that whole gang over there. And, you know, we had a really good defense as well. And the Super Bowl's funny. Like, sometimes there's like a flow of the game because of the longer TV timeouts. There's more timeouts. There's a freaking 30-minute halftime when you usually have 12 minutes. And there's like the feng shui of the game. Like sometimes
I like the use of feng shui there.
Yeah.
That was good.
You know what I mean?
Appreciate Al's got good feng shui too.
Now he's talking about the Rams defense.
No, but both. You know, it was a defensive battle, and sometimes that's what it was. And we felt like we had control of that game. We were running the ball decent. They were running the ball decent. Turnovers here and there, and a win's a win, man.
No, but I do feel like it was interesting because in our Super Bowl, the defense was a problem for y'all, and Bill fixed the hell out of it.
Fixed it.
And the next
Nick
Super Bowl,
Foles is never going to beat us
y'all were
again.
Dominant, yeah.
Chad, what about you? Who's the best cornerback? I felt like you've had a number of great one-on-one matchups throughout your career. Who is the best cornerback where you're like, man, I got to bring my A-game against him come Sunday?
I mean, everybody was decent. Obviously, having to study all the players I played against each week because I ran my mouth.
Yeah.
Everybody bulletin board.
Did you ever think like, hey, I'm not going to trash talk this week?
No.
That's not in you.
Probably the best was Revis. Towards
Revis,
the end of my career. Revis is really good. I've never seen anybody have that kind of patience. So he has like the patience of Sally Mae.
Yeah.
He had that kind of patience. He's really good, very technically sound. Nothing pretty about him, but just everything he did was perfect.
Well, and Darrelle Revis, epic trash talker, probably right up there with you.
He didn't talk much.
Oh, really? Not on the field?
He wouldn't converse with me on the field. If I can get you to talk or just have a conversation, that's the little bit of mental edge that I needed.
Yeah.
I couldn't get him to talk.
Revis would never go there. Nick, I got a question for you. Guy, one of our trench experts here. John Madden would always say, like, you don't want to know what's going on at the bottom of that pile. Just give us one hint of what's going in at the bottom of the pile. Eye poking, what are we talking?
It's all the D-line's fault. Has nothing to do with us. We're the victims.
Yes.
The big guys are the victims. So that might be a better question for him.
Chris, can you co-sign that or?
No, I feel like it's usually D-line's fault, but there's always one O-lineman on each group that's like a real shit disturber. You know what I mean? I don't know if that was you for the Jets. He said it wasn't me.
No, he was a Boy Scout on the offensive line.
It's like a Ryan Jensen or somebody like Yeah, dudes that you're like, man, that guy finishes every play, and then the whole thing sparks. And we're suckers for confrontation on the D-line.
Yeah.
We want to get in it.
You want to mix it up.
They're smarter. They're playing chess. We play checkers. Yeah.
It is funny to just think Nick playing like physical chess out there, queen to rook 7, whatever's going on out there. Now, who was the toughest guy for you to handle on the offensive line?
As a defensive lineman?
Yeah.
Vince Wilfork, obviously.
Really? Yeah. Just a big man.
Big man, but he's also really athletic.
Yeah.
And so it was always a struggle.
Now, I remember when the Eagles, we were out in Las Vegas at the WynnBET Studios. Eagles drafted Jordan Davis, and Chris, you were selling me on the pick. You're like, this dude's going to be awesome. Yeah. I was like a little hesitant. I go, I don't know. You go, no, trust me, this guy's going to be great. What have you seen out of Jordan this season?
Well, I think there's like a period in the beginning, just his presence on the field affects the way that the offense runs the ball, right?
Yeah.
And he was learning like the first couple games, and he really wasn't playing like great, but just being on the field, you saw it gave him a boost. And then they got the Linval Joseph and Sue infusion as well. And there was a point in the season where the run game was a problem a little bit for the Eagles. But you got to have a dominant nose in that defense. You got to have somebody in the middle.
That 5-man bear front that they're running. And see, Ryan, football guy slogan with the bear front. But that thing is tough to run on.
Yeah. Well, it's tough. Yeah, it's tough to run. You got to have guys who are versatile. They do have those guys. And like these big tackles in the NFL, like the D tackles who are run stoppers, are going by the wayside. That's why I like to see guys like DJ Reader and stuff like that. Like just, yeah, right? And Hill and those guys, like there's still some beasts out there inside, but those kind of like run stopping guys are not as prevalent now. They don't get enough credit, but Sue, Joseph, those guys coming in.
Yeah, Will Fork was like a throwback to that style.
Yeah, no question.
All right, these guys got to head to the NFL honors. We're going to close things out.
Remember Sam Adams
Oh, dude.
and Gilbert Brown?
Bro, Gilbert Brown, dude? Hey, I was thinking about Gilbert Brown yesterday, I swear. Because he just, the grave digger thing. Oh,
That was a great celebration all time.
Yeah.
All right, audience. Who thinks the Chiefs are going to win? Get an applause.
Man, we got this, Eagles fans.
Who thinks the Eagles are going to win?
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Fly, Eagles, fly. And the road to... Now, final score predictions. What should they be looking to bet over at WynnBET? Final score, Chad, you go first. What do you got?
Final score, man. 28-23.
28-23 who? Eagles?
Yeah,
Let's go. Go Birds. What about you, Julian? That'd be funny if you picked the Chiefs now.
I think it's going to be 31-28 Eagles.
Oh, nice. All right. Close one, but they get the win and the cover and the over. Nick, what do you got?
27-28 Kansas City.
Wow. Okay. Chris?
26-23 Birds.
Let's go. Go Birds. Kramer?
26-24 Chiefs.
I got it 31-21 Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Thank you guys for coming out. Make sure you download the WynnBET app. Bet big, win bigger.